Gentlemen of the press, you're welcome to APC State Secretariat here in Benin City. Edo citizens living in Irhirihi-Arougba-Obazagbon-Ogheghe communities were visibly surprised and traumatized when around 3 a.m. yesterday, the 29th of September 2022, their peace was violently disrupted by the loud noise of heavy-duty earth-moving equipment. The equipment, which included payloaders, caterpillars, and trailers alongside Toyota Hilux vehicles carrying armed security personnel, came with assorted Edo State government officials who were no doubt on a dastardly mission of destruction as it turned out. The sad event was the wicked resumption by the Godwin Obaseki-led factional PDP government of his policy of demolishing public and private properties of innocent citizens, his perceived enemies, and members of the opposition parties in the state. As a party, we condemn in strong terms these illegal demolitions by the jittery and rudderless PDP-led administration in the state. We see this policy of regularly demolishing public and private properties by the Obaseki-led Edo State government as irrational, evil, and undemocratic. It is a cowardly and provocative action and a vicious attack on the collective will of the generality of the people of the state, whose aspiration and resolve for good governance has suffered untold intimidation and harassment by the Obaseki's administration. As it were, the destructive streak of the governor took a break following public outcry and condemnation after his earlier exploit at the beginning of the year, where he destroyed the central hospital, destroyed the state library, private homes of opposition party members. This invasion of the Irhirihi-Arougba-Obazagbon-Ogheghe communities, the government spuriously claimed, is to make room for the development of a new town project on an area measuring 1,229 hectares. Yet, before this land was forcibly acquired by the same government in 2017, it was the war-renowned Ogba River Forest Reserve, which successive government before Obaseki used for reforestation purposes. It was also a natural park, one with a lot of tourism prospects, which a responsible government would have considered developing. But as expected with Godwin Obaseki's avowed Make Edo Grounded Again, his so-called mega project, the governor's dream plan is to convert the forest reserve into a new town. The destruction of the remaining properties in the communities was sequel to an illegal and unwarranted curfew the Obaseki government declared in the area for 24 hours, starting from 12 a.m. September 29th to 12 a.m. September 30th. Here is a government that has so far failed to address the senseless killings of innocent Edo citizens by herders and kidnappers, and has failed to look at the decaying infrastructure across the state. Schools without teachers, dilapidated healthcare center, declaring a curfew so it can destroy property. Is it not a shame? It is very ironic that the same government will destroy the private estate within Ogba River Forest Reserve by removing the buildings, even when many of them were occupied by families with children and the elderly. The same government that gave certificate of occupancy to many of the developers in the communities. The worst of all is that the government chose to carry out this very anti-people action while many cases on the matter were pending in the law courts. It is also on record, though it is over 5 years since the government claimed to have acquired the said land, it has also deliberately and shamelessly failed to compensate the original owners of the lands. All these are happening because Edo State has no functional House of Assembly. Without any equivocation, the APC demand that the Edo State government should immediately halt the demolition exercise, leave the curfew it imposed on the communities, embark on the rebuilding of all the demolished properties, and tendered an unreserved apology to the people of the state for its myopia. Edo must move forward. Thank you, and God bless you all. In 2017 to today is about 5 years. Was the government sleeping when people started developing on the land? If that is true, who issued them the CFO? The explanation is an afterthought. You cannot eat your cake and have it. Before the acquisition, people were already living there. Houses were already in existence. It was not a virgin land. It's a sheer act of wickedness to destroy people's means of livelihood, destroy their homes at the middle of the night when families were supposed to be resting and sleeping. It's only the godless people that could invade the private homes and have them destroyed at the middle of the night. It's an act of wickedness. One would have expected that before demolition, compensation would have taken place. You also are aware that most of these cases are in court, and court has even ruled that it should maintain the status quo. Because we have a governor who have no respect for the rule of law, his first action was to go and destroy those houses. It's satanic, it's wicked, and it's ungodly. Since Obaseki has no respect for rule of law, he doesn't listen to courts, but they run to courts every time to look for injunctions. My advice is that, as an opposition party, the victims should not rest on their oars. The court is the last hope of the common man. They will keep pursuing their cases. Why? We, as opposition party, we keep sounding it on the ears of the governor, even though it's a deaf administration, for them to understand that you need to have the milk of human kindness. We have schools without teachers. We have health centers that are poorly equipped. We have schools where you don't have teachers. People study under the rain, open sky roofs. Yet, instead of you to quickly go back there and address these teething problems, your first reaction was to go and destroy people's homes so that you can acquire it for your use and the use of your cronies. Period. A town that you have not developed for the past 5 years, is it the remaining 1.5 years you use to develop the town? It's a simple question. You acquired land in 2017 for a new town development project, so to speak. You waited until the twilight of your administration before realizing that, this new town project is about to start. What you could not do for 7 years, you want to do it for less than 1.5 years.